All right, hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Bill Burr. It's time for the Thursday afternoon, just before Friday, Monday morning podcast. And as I always say, if it's being videotaped, that means I have a very special guest because I don't have a bunch of guests on the podcast, especially this year. And this guest that I have today, I've known about since before I did stand-up comedy.
That's right.
One of the OGs of the New York comedy scene.
Yes.
The one and only Carol Leifer, who has a new book out, which is right in my wheelhouse. Because this is what I do when I look at a book. The first thing as I do is I go to the back page and I go, how many pages is this and how big is the printing? Oh, the printing's a little small. Not going to lie to you.
How many pages? Come
128.
on. Yes.
You can read the 130. You can read this and say I read a book.
Right.
It's called How to Write a Funny Speech. Parentheses for a wedding, bar mitzvah, graduation, and every other event you didn't want to go to in the first place.
Yes.
I cannot tell you. I cannot tell you how much I needed this book earlier this year.
Really?
Because I have avoided these things.
You see?
My whole
really?
life. I get afraid of these things because.
I'm so surprised.
Well, I do stand-up.
I know, but
what's with your shirt? Hey, fuck you.
Right,
I can do that. But to go up and say something nice.
Yeah.
Because I'm a dick all the time, I've held back all these nice, loving feelings. And then if I feel like if I start to let them out, I'm going to go Dick Vermeil. Like Dick Vermeil, one of my favorite NFL coaches, could not give a post-game speech without breaking down crying. So I get so nervous that that's going to happen. So finally what happened was I got asked to do a gig that I could not turn down.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine was getting this award and
couldn't turn it down money-wise or you owed somebody
not money-wise. It was like it was for Conan.
Okay.
And Conan has been such in my corner my whole career. He's the first guy that let me do panel. Him and Andy, like if Conan and Andy ever need anything, like
you're there.
I have to be there, or I am the biggest piece of shit that ever. Because that's how amazing that they've been for me. So he was getting this award, the Mark Twain thing, and I was like, Conan doesn't know, blah 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 blah. But he knows. Yeah. So if I say no to that.
He's gonna know.
And
no.
it's just like
right.
that was a night.
Yes,
that was an event, and this was a person that meant so much to me, and it was such a big award. I had to be there for him.
Absolutely,
you just had to. So, I said yes, and I swear it was hanging over me for a month.
Of what are you gonna say?
And I would start to write stuff, and I would literally get emotional. When I wrote it, going like, I'm going to fall apart on this and I'm going to look like an asshole. I can't do this. So I needed this book. I don't know what.
Well, what sparked it was.
Okay.
Rick Mitchell, the other guy I wrote it with, we've been to too many events where people get up, they make a speech, and they shit the bed.
Yes.
And it's not only.
But not in an entertaining way. Just
no. And it puts a damper on the rest of the event.
Yes.
So that, and we felt like it's not that hard to give a good speech, to give a funny speech. So we walk people through it. And it's important now because when you used to give a bad speech, and maybe it was a funny story at Thanksgiving. Now somebody's recording it.
Yeah.
It's up on the web.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that's...
there used to be like, okay, I'll shake that off in a week.
Yes.
Like, I feel bad for kids. Like, you used to just get hit in the nuts and that was it.
Right.
And now it's just like, it's on the internet forever.
Haunting you.
Yeah.
Yes. So we did it as a public service, Bill.
Both for the speaker and for the listener.
Yeah, because I went to an event where the father of the bride got up there and he started listing her scholastic achievements. Well, she went to NYU undergrad, then did her master's. And it was such a nightmare that people at the valet parker were talking about it as they were leaving, how bad his speech was. So you don't want this to happen.
And you know, he loved his daughter to death.
Yes.
So he probably didn't know what to say. Oh my God, I've been to so many weddings. I went to one where the groom had to, decide. Just he got pressured into giving a toast.
Yeah.
And he just wasn't ready for it. And it was so awful. They're still married, but it just seemed like this marriage isn't going to last because he was like, and we were like, makes you laugh? Makes me laugh. Thank you. Light of your life. Light of my life. I went to one where the person was supposed to do, it was a set amount of time because it's a wedding.
Yeah.
So like this person speaks, and this person speaks, and then the first course comes out. And this person got into like a flop sweat thing and went way over their time to the point people were just staring down at the table, and it put like the food behind and all of that. So can you, because what I love about this is my generation, if I hadn't started so late with kids, like if you're like 57 like me, your oldest to second oldest are probably just getting married now. And two things, like what are some of the key points to giving these speeches, and how if you're actually hiding behind being a dick, but you're actually a big-hearted person that's going to fall apart, how do you maintain your composure so you can say the nice things that you want to say, but not make anybody feel like they're watching somebody whose dog just died? Because that's the problem I have.
Yeah. All right. Here to help you.
Okay.
So the number one rule that you already mentioned is not going on too long. Literally 5 minutes and under. Because people get up there,
5 minutes and under.
Yes. You can
Even if it's your own daughter.
Even if it's your own daughter.
Can't do 6 minutes. Okay. This is a late night set.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right. Don't you usually get everything you want to say in a late night set in 5 minutes? Sure you do.
Okay. I'm just relieved when it's over. That I'm
right.
Yeah, that's all late night was. It went well. I got the thumbs up.
Yeah, but when a regular person gets up there, you got to keep it tight. You don't want to sit there. Your phone's already updated twice.
Yeah.
Let's get on with it. Let's get on with it.
Leave them wanting more.
Yes, and that's also a stand-up rule. Leave them wanting more. Another thing that people do that I think is so bizarre, have you seen people get up, they start talking about the person, you have no idea who they are to the person they're celebrating. They just start talking and you're trying to figure out, is this his brother? Is this his friend? It becomes like an episode of Dateline.
Right.
Like, who is this?
Right.
So you have to say who you are to the person. Now, regarding heartfelt and funny. See, I'm very surprised because most stand-ups love giving speeches. I'm very surprised to hear that you don't. But was it because you felt you were going to have so much emotion that you were going to break down the Conan
No, you know
thing?
what I always do?
Yeah.
I catastrophize. So the second I get out of my comfort zone, a comedy club, if there's any sort of public speaking, I have it in my head that everything's going to go wrong, everybody's going to hate me, my career's going to end, and I have to move back in with my parents. Like, that's how far I go.
Wow.
So, but what I've found in life is, like, I think it's a mountain, and it's literally like stepping up onto a curb.
Yeah.
So this year, I've done 3 of those.
Oh, okay.
I did the Conan one.
Yeah. How did that go, by the way?
It went great. Well, so what I learned was that what I had to do was say 2, 3 nice things and then make a joke.
There you go.
2, 3 nice things, make a joke, and then I could, or if I'm going to say something nice, sort of give them a dig as I go. So
yeah.
So that's how I got through the Conan thing. But I will say, had I known that John Mulaney was going on first, like, because he's the best. Like that guy is just like ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
So if I knew he was going on first, I would have been like, you don't need me. I'm not going to. Like, I think I was sitting next to Sarah Silverman at that thing, and like John Mulaney goes up, and I'm looking, we got to follow this. This is fucking ridiculous. And then Will Ferrell, and then Tracy Morgan. I'm like, this
one
is
after another.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
So
that's good
another
to find
thing
out
too.
The order.
Is there anything in there about feeling like an imposter? Like you shouldn't be there?
Well, it's not, the events that you go to or speak at,
right.
it's a million comedians.
Right.
It is good to know who you're following because it's like any comedy club lineup.
Right.
You don't want to follow somebody that strong. But your regular person, you know, the thing that we also say in the book and try to convey to people is the bar is set very low.
Yeah.
For a person. When people get, oh, I don't know what to do, I'm nervous. You're supposed to be nervous. We go out as stand-ups, we have butterflies. You know, it's good. It gives you energy. But people are rooting for you. And I think once people know that about giving a speech, it really can calm the nerves.
Self-deprecating is always like, I feel like that is like, all right, so this person, then it gives them something to root for. Like if you go up there and you're like, all right, I'm amazing, then there's no way you have to be amazing.
Right.
And then if you're not quite amazing, then people are like, yeah, and they give you that energy. But if you're up there going like, all right, you know, I'm a carpenter. I don't usually do this. Ha ha ha. You know, my son. And then if you, I also think that in those things, keeping it tight, like if you really want to get compliments at the end, one of the best things about a speech is it being concise.
Yes.
Get up there and we, all comedians have been guilty of staying too long and then trying to find that next a laugh big enough to get off on, and it's just like
not necessary. No.
And then you're also digging the hole deeper for the next comedian who's got to come up there with this this worn out. I also think what's funny about this is, as much as it's a generous thing for you to do, it's also coming from a place of like, if I have to sit and watch another person with no clue,
one more,
and a microphone,
take it.
For a half. All right, so wait a minute.
Okay.
What happened the last time where you finally were like, all right, after all of my years in comedy, I need to help these people?
We just couldn't take it anymore.
What happened? Was it a series of speeches in a row in a short period of time?
It was a series. It was a frat brother who got up there and, you know, had a drink, then had like 6 more. And how horrible is it when you go up there, you have to watch somebody who's hammered giving a speech, and they think it's great, and you're sitting there like, oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I can't take this. Or sometimes people, we did an experiment. Like I helped a friend of mine with her speech because I really couldn't take it. And this
is very Larry David. like these people is like, like you just like freaking out about how bad they were. I don't know. It's just something, I don't know.
Well, you know, I wrote on Curb, so it's very in my wheelhouse.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I just picture him going, wrap it up. And then,
and that being an episode, right? Did you?
Everyone was thinking it. Why can't I say it?
Did you really tell Jeffrey to wrap it up when you were sitting in the audience? Some people use AI. This is the worst idea ever because I sat down with my friend. We were going over parts of her speech to talk about her daughter. And then we gave it to AI. And it was like, even from the beginning, Bill, her opening was, "Good evening, distinguished guests." I mean, what is this, a Rotary Club meeting?
Do you know what's fucked up is how many people, regular people right now, are going on TV and on social media and everything and just talking about how amazing AI is. I literally think that it is I feel like AI is the end of the human race.
Absolutely.
And it's going to be the billionaires, and then they're going to have these robot slaves that they've always wanted. Do whatever they want them to do. They can have sex with them. They can yell at them, and they'll always show up and still put the widgets in the knick-knack, whatever they need to do, and they're going to get rid of us. So what they have to do is have regular people just saying, oh my God, my life is so much easier now that I don't have to think. And, you know, it all goes back to, you know, when they finally get rid of the civics class, you know, that basically describe their rights as a citizen.
Right.
So nobody understands what their rights are and do I have to, you know, give into this search and whatever. I feel like all of that stuff is there is a war out there for your brain.
Absolutely.
And they want your brain flatlined, not thinking, so the day they need you to walk into whatever oven they just turned on, you're going to go, okay, you know.
And they want your comedy brain.
Yeah.
For sure.
Well, I don't know what it is that they want, but like, I just saw a thing the other day that said being on Instagram and watching these short-term videos. I don't know if it's true. I mean, it was just something that, it was on Instagram, so that was weird. But it said it was 5 times worse than drinking. I don't know. Is that true? But another thing too, what I don't understand about the internet is if we're all on the internet, can the rules of libel and slander, can those apply?
Yeah, no.
Is there a reason why you can just make up shit about people? And it's the internet.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. But if you say it on 60 Minutes, the orange guy gets $16 million. But he can tweet whatever he wants about anybody.
Yeah, and I mean, when was the last time somebody sued somebody because of an Instagram reel?
It's never,
right?
Yeah.
It's never happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. So this is a book, so this has to be real. Or is this in the
we're doing, the audio
fiction?
is coming soon. Audio, yeah. But we purposely made it short and sweet so people could pick it up and help with their speeches. We even have, Bill, if you're really lazy and you don't, it's like, you don't want to sit down to do it, we have little templates where fill in the blanks, and you can get a speech just by filling in our blanks.
Do you realize the service that you're doing right now?
Well,
for everyone who has to sit there. I had a friend of mine.
Coming from you, that means a lot.
No, I had a friend of mine. Graduated from law school, and the graduation it just went sailing by. And it was
really?
like, oh my! And I was like, I was about ready to say, this is the greatest graduation I've ever been to. And then the dean of the school in the end decided to do, I swear to God, it was like a 90-minute speech. Dude, I remember at one point I looked over at my friend and he was like this. He was like, he was just sitting there.
You can't take it. You can't take it.
And talk about not reading the room.
Right.
People were shifting after 12 minutes. And this person did, maybe it wasn't 90, maybe it was an hour. It was over an hour.
Yeah.
But 12 minutes in, they're just like, it was
horrific. And those robes they're sitting in are hot. And the caps are hot. It's not thinking about other people when you do a bad speech or you go long like that. It's horrible.
Have you ever been asked to do a college commencement speech?
Yes.
Did you do it?
I did do it.
How much time did you do?
I think I did 12 minutes. 12 minutes because, Bill, what have we been saying?
Right.
You can get a lot in a short amount of time. And the last thing I wanted...
Now, what was their reaction to it?
It was great.
There was?
Really great. I mean, like, I got a letter after that was like, we hope the speaker next year, you set the bar so high. So I was very happy.
Light, funny, quick little...
Funny. With mixture of, you want to give them something, they asked you to do a commencement speech, they're not asking you to do a set. You want to share some wisdom, hopefully, that I've had after this many years of college, but also, you got to make it funny.
Right.
I mean, if you're a comedian, you're asked to do a commencement speech, any kind of speech, you have to be funny sometime in it.
Do you know who spoke at my graduation?
Who?
Jerry Lewis.
Oh my God! That's
awesome.
crazy.
It was awesome. I went to Emerson College.
Shit.
So there was a parent-student breakfast, and on the parent-student breakfast, he was Crazy Jerry, and he was Crazy Jerry going into the actual ceremony. I still remember.
What did he do?
Well, everyone was walking down. All the deans and all of these, the popes and whatever of the college had all their robes, bullshit. And so he came in. And he just had his hands on the shoulder in the front of him. He just came in, just going, wah! He did that thing with his crazy face. And we were just dying laughing.
Oh, my God.
And then when he went up to give his speech, he became Telethon Jerry. And he had the tuxedo and just the slickest, shiniest black hair. Everything but the cigarette going. And
asking for the timpani.
Yeah.
Right. For how much, right? How much did we raise?
it was like he murdered at the breakfast, and then he murdered in a completely different way.
Yeah.
At the commencement,
all
where it was like heartfelt and like, I mean, it's as far as a kid, who'd been doing stand up, maybe done stand up 10 times at that point. So but I mean, it was, it was. I do remember going like, wow, I saw like the entire gamut of what this guy can do, which is you want to be the broadest, craziest thing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
To like, hey man, like I'm sitting down right now and I'm giving you the straight deal here. It was really even just being. I was a kid, I was 23, 24 when I saw it, and it was just I knew it was like this guy has a lot of like clubs in the bag, as they say, or whatever. Like this guy can kind of do it.
Did you miss him being funny in the speech? Because I know you said the breakfast, he was killing it.
No, I do remember what I felt bad about was Marlee Matlin. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah, the actress. She also spoke, and the only sign language they taught us was applause was this. And I just thought it was, I just was sitting there going, she must be annoyed out of her fucking mind that every time she says something, we all go like that.
She's really great.
No, she gave a great speech, but it's just kind of like, it would be like if you went to France and you just walked around going, bonjour, bonjour. Oh,
right.
Très bien, très bien.
Yeah.
You have like one phrase that you kept saying. It's like, it was so stupid because it's like we could have clapped. She can see us clapping.
Yeah.
I just felt it was, I don't know. I'm superimposing how I would feel. If I saw it, I'd be like, oh God, don't do that.
Yeah. No, she could have said it at some point. This, you could stop. I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see you applauding.
I appreciate it. You've acknowledged that I'm deaf, even though everybody knows that. So
yeah. She was in my episode of Seinfeld, the lip reader.
Well, let's talk about your career for the people. So you was the comic strip the first place you started?
Comic strip was the first place I started.
And so you were there like 77, 78?
77.
77. It started in 76 maybe?
Yeah. But I started as baby Carol Leifer.
You did? That was your on-stage name?
No, that was a joke.
Oh. No, because I know I can't say the
really?
Some of the names.
Baby?
Some of the names that I know that people went up.
Oh.
When you first like.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so. I didn't know if that was like
no,
because there's a lot of comics I know that every once in a while you'll go on the road and you'll see one of their old headshots,
right?
And there's like their name and then their nickname in parentheses and this, or like so and so blah blah, or the something of comedy, like whatever the hell it was, like whatever they thought their hook was going to be 6 months into their career. Their stupid first headshot.
Yeah.
Like I know somebody, their first headshot, for whatever reason, they were holding a cat.
Oh my God.
Like shirtless with a cat.
Oh no.
I don't know what
Did
it was.
they incorporate the cat into their name? That would have
No, it ended up looking like a Bad Soul album. It was a black dude. So it looked like, remember how weird the back covers could be of an album back in the day?
Yeah.
Where the front cover really was the message of what the music was. And then I always felt like the artist had more say on the back. And it always got a little like, don't know how that correlates to what I'm listening to. That's what his headshot looked like. So.
Oh God. Yeah. So,
and he had his girlfriend take it too.
Oh.
In like his apartment. It was with like a bed sheet behind him. It was.
Yeah. No, you got to redo
It was
that.
arguably it was the worst headshot I had ever seen.
No, get a pro.
Yeah.
Get a pro for $100.
Right.
To take your picture. Come on. My audition night at the comic strip, Jerry Seinfeld was the MC, and it was me,
God.
Paul Reiser, and Rich Hall, and he put us all through. So I literally go back to like
Jerry
day one.
passed you, or was it Lucian?
Jerry did.
Wow.
I know later on, Lucian used to.
Oh my God, Lucian
people.
had the little, not even walk-in closet. He had a broom closet, and you would go in there. And he would just be like, "You're not funny. I don't know why you would ever think." He would just go in there and crush your drink. That never happened to me. Fortunately, what happened to me was I went down to the club, and I met him, and I said, "Hey, Lucian, I'm a comedian. I just moved." He was like, "I already have enough white guys. I don't have anything to do. Your dream is over. Go fuck yourself. He did the usual thing that he said. He didn't say that exactly.
So you didn't pass?
But he didn't even fucking want to hear from me.
Oh, God.
But I knew what he was saying.
Yeah.
Because there was a lot of other white comics being like, that's like racism. Blah, blah. It's like, dude, you know what he's saying. Yeah. There's 800 white guys wearing fucking sweaters in this thing. I don't need another guy going up there going, what's the deal with fucking putting Mickey Mantle baseball cards, whatever the fuck. Whatever.
But where's the first time you went up? Because I'm always intrigued by the first time people had the balls to go up anywhere.
Oh, where's the first place I did stand-up?
Yeah.
It was a comedy competition, Nick's Comedy Stop in Boston.
Okay.
Had a competition, find Boston's funniest college student. It was a marketing ploy.
Oh, wow.
To get get it filled with a bunch of college kids drinking beers.
Yeah.
On a Monday night.
Did you do it while you were at Emerson?
I was still at Emerson,
wow.
Yeah. So I had made a New Year's resolution. This is how walled off I was. It was 1992. I made a New Year's resolution that at some point in 1992, I was going to do stand-up. I didn't know when, so I set it.
You just set that year.
I set that, and literally, like, in January, 2-3 weeks later, in the Emersonian, I saw it, and I was like, oh, my God, there's the opportunity, and I felt like I was going to chicken out, so I was a commuter, paid my way through college, working and everything, Bruce Springsteen song, On Its Way. So I took the train home, and I went home, and set my book bag down and went right over to the phone and immediately called before I chickened out.
Wow.
And then I remember they were like what it was like the last Monday in February of that year was the Emerson night, and so many people signed up that they had to have a second week. So they said, is there any way you can go on the week after?
Yeah.
And I said, yeah, sure.
Yeah, like you're going to go, no, I'm busy.
Yeah, no, I'll delay it a week. And then I kind of felt I beat myself up a little bit, like I should have said, no, I need to go on. And then the night came or whatever, and I forgot everything I was going to say. I was supposed to do 5 minutes. I could only remember 3.5 minutes of it or whatever. Yeah. But I've always told, people who are doing stand-up, I go, like the first 10, 15 times you do it, it's not about how you did.
Yeah.
It's just about having the balls to go up there when they, please welcome Carol Leifer.
Yes.
And you being like, I am Carol Leifer and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
And you just go up there and just start talking. And it really is one of the most amazing things where it's the only thing where, you can practice all you want at home, but you can't.
Exactly.
It's like, can you imagine learning how to play guitar in front of a crowd?
I know.
Twinkle,
I know.
twinkle.
The thing I love.
And God bless the people that go to open mics and have to sit through that shit.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But that's the thing that, I don't know if you get this question as a stand-up. It always cracks me up when people say, do you practice in front of a mirror?
Yeah. Oh, I've tried it. It doesn't work.
Right. No, you need people, and the scary part of going up in front of drunk strangers and trying to make them laugh. I mean, I remember at the beginning of my career, I really, and I'm sure every stand-up has a story, a real streak of a lot of not doing well. And
yeah, what's that like? Yeah, that never happened to me.
But a big streak, Bill. And I remember I was at the bar at the Improv, and Stephen Wright, who of course you know, came over to me and he said, you got to do stand-up every night for 3 years and not judge yourself to become a really good stand-up. You have to just go on and fall on your face and bomb, and that's what it takes to get good.
Yeah, and there's nothing to, don't listen to anybody that tells you that you shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because if especially when you're a young comic, if you're feeling doubts, don't listen to anybody unless they tell you to keep going.
Yes.
You know what I mean? If you really want it, that's what you have to do. But if you're looking for a way out, there'll be plenty of people to be like, yeah, man, I don't, like, God bless Lucian, but like the amount of fucking people that that early on,
told them no.
To say that stuff. I never understood it.
He got wrapped up in the power of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at least when I started, comedians were telling you whether you would pass the audition or not. When I went on a Catch Rising Star.
I missed that. So Jerry was the one that passed you.
Yeah. He was, he was kind of already, he'd only been doing it a year, but he was kind of the king of the comic strip.
Right.
And I remember seeing people's first sets. It was great. The comics would go in and watch. So, you know, comedians, we have a different take, a different eye than someone in management about who's good or not. And what I liked about when I started too, people are always like, oh, as a woman, you must have really had it tough, and it really... I really found it was a big advantage, and that also the guy comics were so supportive of me and so treated me like a sister,
right.
you know, and things I learned from guys, you know, because I used to find when I started, if I saw a group of guys walk in, 3 or 4 or more guys walk in and sit at a table, I'd be like, they're the group. They're going to give me a problem. I know it's going to be a problem. Yeah. And I could never get over with them. And one night, a male comic came over to me and said, I see you're having trouble with groups of guys. I was like, yes. He was like, I think I can help you. I was like, great. And he said, when they start to heckle you, all you have to say is, so guys, where are the dates tonight? Where are the girls?
Beautiful.
They park in the car? Where are they? And then immediately, the shut up. And I wouldn't know that unless a guy kind of helped me to that.
That's how you do all that. I mean, guys, it's all right if you're gay. You know, you can just say that. I'm pretty. That will shut any straight guy.
Right.
Back then.
Yes.
Before straight guys started painting their toenails or whatever's happening now, that would have totally shut them down.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, I found that when I did. They used to call them the uptown rooms or the urban rooms, like the all black shows. So all that really was as a white comic was your ideas in your head of what it was going to be. So, and it was the crowd's idea. So you would go on stage and you could feel the crowd being like, oh God, corny white guy. What the fuck is he doing down here? And all you had to do was get your first laugh.
Right.
And once you got your first laugh, it was like easy because you were like the mascot. Like, oh my God, isn't this amazing? This white guy is making us laugh. And then like, after you did those shows a couple of times and you got comfortable, I would watch it and I would be watching the black comics and there would be guys, I'm sitting there going like, this guy's funnier than, this guy's got better material than me, but he has to work 10 times harder because, I don't know, they're just taking him for granted. Oh, yeah, you're me or whatever, but there wasn't like, and then I would go over to the cellar and then I would see the opposite. Like if you were a white comic in front of a predominantly white crowd, they didn't want to, like, it wasn't interesting after you'd seen 3 white comics. And then if a black comic went up and, like, started beatboxing or something, forget it. They were like, oh, my God, that is amazing. And then you would go up there and you'd feel your own people hating you.
You're right.
And it's just like all right.
But you got to set yourself apart, however that is, whenever you go up.
Well, that's, I mean, I don't think I've ever heard anybody for your generation say that as a female comic you had a supportive thing. That's a really good thing to hear.
Yeah, totally. And I got on more because I was a woman comic. I mean, they wouldn't put 2 women on in a row. I remember that.
That was a rule that lasted, I feel like, until about 10 years ago.
Right? A long time. It was
Forget about in a row. Like they wouldn't have 2 women on a show on a weekend.
Right.
And then they wouldn't have 2 women within the same hour and 10 minutes on like a Tuesday.
Yeah, like it was going to, you know, put an odor, stink up the room somehow. But I mean, it would literally be like, we're going to have a singer, a magician, then we'll do the woman, then we'll have a, you know, ventriloquist, then maybe, you know.
Not Carol, we're going to have the woman. Yeah, I mean, it was a... It was just, it was that time. There was a whole bunch. I remember, there was so many rules. I remember when I started, people were like, you can't have facial hair. People, they have to see your face. If they can't see your face, they're not going to laugh. You can't do an AIDS joke. You can't be too good looking. You can't be too in shape. Comedy, they don't want to see a cool guy up there. They want to see like the underdog and blah 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 blah. And it was just like, it was almost like they were saying there's only one kind of music.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's rock music and all these other genres and
it goes back to what you were saying. Don't listen to other people. Just do your own thing.
Do you know what drives me nuts as a parent is because I started late, so all my
I did too.
Yeah, okay.
That's
so
good advice.
How many fucking times do you have to hear it goes by quick? It's like, listen, just because my kids are young doesn't mean I have to listen to your regrets. I get it. Instead of helping them learn how to ride a bicycle, you weren't there. Guess what? I was there. I swim with them every fucking day. I am involved. I spend more time in the summer with my kids than any kid from my generation. We were all latchkey kids.
Yeah,
growing
absolutely.
up. Okay, so, and now
it goes by quick. You got to do that in your act. That's
there's a huge pushback now where the abused generation that raised the coddled generation are now blaming the coddled generation, and there's this going back to like you're a good parent if your kid has a broken arm. Like, remember you used to see kids in casts. You know what's another one that I love?
Yeah.
Is when they'll show something from a movie from back in the day that was overtly racist, and then like moron Caucasians will write, "You're back when you could do this and nobody was sensitive about it." It's like, no, this is back when those people, there was no way for you to hear their opinion.
Right. They
All
had
they
no
could
voice.
do, they could call the network, or they could make some signs and stand out in front of like Paramount. And that was it.
That was it.
And what I love too is like all of these like hardcore racists are always calling everybody snowflakes when they're the biggest sense. Like literally a black person couldn't kiss another black person without white people freaking out.
Yes.
For like the first 25 years of TV.
Oh my God, yeah.
Black Lives Matter. All lives matter. And then it's like, can somebody have the mic for a second without you wetting your pants?
They don't realize.
No, it's that people like that, and everybody's been guilty of this. Is it's basically, you know where the universe is? Between my ears. That's where everything exists. So the world is easy.
Yeah,
dude, this is everything. Fucking, it all makes sense. So,
but people don't realize. Like, I try to tell people when Sinead O'Connor had a bald head. Mm-hmm. That was like, holy crap. Like, are you kidding me? You know, now it's like fashionable. But like, I try to explain to people, that was a big, bold statement back then.
There's a lot of stuff now. Well, I think that like, you have to keep pushing to like shock people. I feel like the shocking stuff that younger people are doing now, it's quieter. Like, because people they got tattoos on their face now. Tattoos is not
the
a
job
statement.
killer.
It used to be. I think now you could actually have a tattoo on your face and...
Really? Maybe at a tattoo parlor?
Okay, well, you can have sleeves.
Sleeves, yes. I've seen the sleeves.
All the way up to your neck, and as long as you kind of, you put a tie on... you can cover that spider on your neck. Yeah, like back in the day, it was like if you got like tattoos that were going to be visible, the statement of that.
It was like cell block B.
Well, no, you were a badass.
Yeah.
You had left the mainstream, right?
Had.
So it was really cool.
Yeah.
And if somebody had like a sleeve tattoo, if somebody had a teardrop, they killed somebody. They fucking killed somebody. But I feel like now though,
it's just I'm sad.
But you know what I feel like now though is like there is a hopelessness out there. Mm-hmm. Like we were just steering towards this disaster, and like and I think all of the music in the last like 25 years, like all of that, like that stuff that I wasn't even aware of, that I started because writing and directing a few things, and I needed music for scenes. Mm-hmm. I discovered stuff like lo-fi, shoegaze, and it's all really sort of like this atmospheric detachment. Because
I don't even know what those
if I was a young person now, it's like you're dealing with the hopelessness of the situation that the older generations like us have created. Not us specifically, but just the direction that it's gone in.
I did create global warming. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
While getting yelled at by older people that you're soft.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. I feel like the hardest emotion is empathy, and so I try I don't
especially for comedians.
Yeah, well, I don't want to be like. That's why I have like comics will write in and be like, hey, do you still believe in the old? Somebody wrote me that this week. Do you still believe in the old school way of doing stand up? And I go, it's like I don't own stand up.
What is that?
Exactly. I don't know. But I just think today, like as opposed to like using social media, whatever.
Oh yeah.
It's just like it's not mine. It's an art form. It's like literally the greatest thing about it. Like you can go out and do it however you want to do it.
Right.
But like, I'm not going to get into specifics, but there's definitely been in the last 10 years, like this pendulum of like, of groups of people, including comedians, trying to tell people what you should and shouldn't be able to say, and jokes what you should do. Like comedians doing this. It's a really...
it's a very slippery slope.
Yeah, and all of these... There's always like, these are weird times. This is kind of crazy. And it's just like, I think you might be part of the crazy time.
Yeah. And they are jokes.
Yeah, it's weird.
I try to tell people they are jokes. Yeah. You know what I noticed about your stand-up I wanted to ask you about?
Goes on too long and I need to read this book? How to write a funny hour.
No, special, an hour is good.
Yeah. Yes.
You use a mic with a cord, which I also prefer.
Yes. I don't trust the wireless shit.
Right? Yes. And not only that, don't you? I'm so used to holding the cord. It's a little bit like a whip sometimes, you know?
It's also my nod to like back in the day when I saw a guitar player, you plugged into the amp. You know what I mean?
Yes.
The bass player plugged in. You plugged in. The phone was on the wall. Like, I just think it's like, I'm holding on to the past. And like, whenever I have like this wireless microphone, I feel like I'm holding like this lightsaber.
Yeah, and like a toy, like a Hasbro. Hey, I've got a mic.
You know what? One time I had to do one of those prom shows. Did those exist when you were coming?
Yes.
Okay. So oh my God, who the fuck was booking these? I think it was Stand Up New York.
At Dangerfields, they had a lot of
those are prom shows. Dangerfields was brutal on a regular night. Forget about when you have a bunch of young kids trying to get laid and instead they have to listen to a 35-year-old talk about his divorce. So there was these prom gigs, and they were on these cruises that went around the island of Manhattan, right?
Yeah.
Which is kind of the perfect thing for the kids, you know, to get in a romantic mood so you can have a good night, and then all of a sudden this stupid comedian comes out. So the DJ brought me up, gave me a cordless mic, and it just cut the music. All these kids were having a great time. They did not need me, and they would just like I still remember the intro was like, I was told this joke a million times in my podcast, but the intro was, yo, we got a comedy shop coming up, give it up for your comedian Billy Bucks. That's what he said.
Billy Bucks. Oh my God.
And I went out with a cordless microphone, and it cut in and out because we were on the boat. I don't know where the fucking satellite thing. And
yes,
all I remember was this one kid that was just like, you know, that kid who looks like he's 25 but he's still in high school. Yeah. He had like his first mustache. He was like leaning against like whatever the railing on the side of the boat, and he had his arm around his girlfriend. All I remember is his face going. I remember he's just saying, "Shut the fuck up! Let's get off the stage." So I went down after my set.
Yeah,
I went down to like the engine room area where all the kids
kill
were up
yourself.
There. No, and then as the boat was docking, I had to make the decision: am I going to stay here like a stowaway and let them all leave and then walk, or am I just going to rip the Band-Aid off and walk out with them? And I just said, I'm going to rip it off.
You did.
I stood there. Oh, I still remember. I still remember this kid. Just like I made eye contact with this kid.
Yeah.
He just looked at me. He just went. Just shook his head. He was looking at me like,
yeah,
man, like, why did you even think? Why did you ever even think? And then I walked off with them, and then I like broke away from the pack.
Yeah.
And then I just immediately started fucking laughing. And I can't remember if cell phones were, I don't even think they were around at that point. Mm-hmm. So I probably immediately went to a comedy club.
Yeah. And get the stink off.
No. I just sat down and I told another comedian the story. And then we just were dying laughing.
Right.
And then commiserating. Oh my God. He goes, I have to do one Friday night. Blah, 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 blah. And then I listened to his story or whatever.
Yeah. Proms were the worst. The worst thing is when you have a bad set. Like I did a corporate where I just bombed. It was bad from start to finish. Yep. And then I went to the ladies' room and I was in the stall and I hear two women talking by the sink and going like, and somebody good they can't afford. You know, and then it's the same thing. Do I stay in the stall? Do I hide in the stall? Or do I come out and like, hello ladies, yeah, you're talking about me. Nice to see you. Yeah.
I have you know what's funny is those comments they've never, a lot of things have left my head, but those comments never have.
Right.
I still remember one hearing like this woman going like to her boyfriend, like, is it usually like that? And he's going, no, the show's usually funny. Man, that redheaded kid sucked.
Oh, it's just the
that
worst.
happened.
Yeah,
that happened to me over 30 years ago at the Comedy Connection in Providence, Rhode Island. I still remember what they looked
still
like.
there. What they looked like.
And I went to my day job because back then there was like a week between spots.
Yeah.
So for 6 days at my job, that is playing on a loop.
Right.
Super loud the first day, a little quieter, a little quieter, and then it was all about what you needed to do was have a good set, as you say, to get like that stink off of you.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's amazing that, getting back to this before we go down the whole memory lane here about comedy is just that, like, what we're talking about, this book is going to help you avoid at your daughter or son's wedding.
Anywhere. And you know what was great is it sold out in June, which was fantastic. Yeah, because people were grabbing it for their weddings and stuff, but it's back in stock. So I'm very happy about that.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, okay. Well, so you're doing this. Do you have any gigs or anything coming up that I can promote? By the way, I also want to thank you when you came out. You and Sandra Bernhardt came out.
Yes.
To Glengarry Glen Ross.
Yeah.
Was one of my favorite nights to have two legendary comedians. You guys don't understand, to come out and have you guys say that I did a good job.
Oh my God. You were amazing, Bill. I can't believe. I mean, movies is one thing, but for a comedian like you to do,
they should have more comedians. Do Broadway because it's right in our wheelhouse. The only thing that was different, well, because you're used to whenever you do stand up, they say, "Oh, it's you up there all by yourself." It's like, no, it isn't. It's me and the crowd, and the crowd.
Yeah, but you're with other actors.
That's the addition.
That's the addition.
The addition
that would freak me out.
It's still you'd figure it out quick. You would figure it out quick.
Wow.
So what it is the crowd tells you to speed up or slow down, or if you're gone too far.
Really?
They're telling you that.
Wow.
Yeah, there's all kinds of information. It's like some of the overseas gigs that I've done. Mm-hmm. I learn, I could be in that fucking city for a week talking to locals and stuff, and I'll learn a few things. But when I go on stage for an hour, what they laugh at, how they laugh at it, I learn more in that hour than I would having a cup of coffee with their fucking prime minister. Right. Because you get a general, because that's the people.
Right.
So,
I didn't know you could feel that, though, on Broadway, doing, a scripted whole hour and a half.
Well, we did like 128 shows. So I started to know when, there's a lot of foreigners in this. This feels like a foreigner crowd.
Oh, wow.
And then we'd get out there and there would be people like, we came in from Australia. Mm-hmm. Oh, we're here from Korea. We just came in from Hong Kong. Like, there was people coming in.
Yeah.
Like that Glengarry's, is a huge movie that obviously, I guess, went international. So we would have, and what I learned on those nights, because the first few nights when there was a lot of foreigners in the crowd, I would get in my head and think like, oh, I suck tonight. But then when we would go out to sign the playbills.
Yeah.
Finally got that right. I used to call them the pamphlets. The playbills.
Yeah.
They would be out there like, oh my, we love this show. Oh my God, it was, and I was just like, oh, they're not Australia, but like if someone's coming from a country in Asia, this is a second language,
right?
So they're like, they're not laughing because they don't want to miss something that they're depending on how good their English is. So
they're that much more appreciative. I would think. Yeah.
But I also got to do the scene with Michael McKean. And he's one of the most generous actors and the greatest listener I think I ever been with in doing a scene with. And what I loved about him, it was he'd just been doing it so long that it was just, it's a part of his being. Like the last night we were there, he played guitar and sang a few songs for us.
Oh, wow.
And we the cast was awesome. Like we all
I could feel that backstage.
We all bonded and hung out. And
yeah,
I think it was him saying goodbye because he wasn't going to the after party. He was just like, I'm not going to that crap. It was kind of his saying goodbye to everybody.
Yeah,
and like just watching the way that he played and how the guitar seemed like a part of him, and it was like effortless. Like he truly is like an artist. Was one of my favorite, other than getting to know him and work with him. One of my favorite things about doing that play with him was kind of getting to know the artist in him and seeing how much passion he still has for it. Like we used to ride down in the elevator every night, and the whole cast elevator we'd be riding down.
Yeah.
And you'd go in and out of the office, and there was always like, dude, you got a new laugh on something. Like, what were you doing out there?
Really?
And,
you're that attuned to hearing the audience.
Somebody like blows a line. And
did you ever blow a line? And
my God, yes. Oh yeah, I went. They call it the white room. You can't remember your lines. Yeah, Michael always saved me. And I remember there was a line that Karen had where he goes, your pal closes a deal and you X, Y, and Z, and then I'm coming across and my line was like, who's my pal? Huh? And what are you, Ricky? That shit. So one night he says, your buddy closes a deal and you blah 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 blah. So then I looked at him, I go, who's my buddy? Yeah, and what are you, Ricky? Right? So the stage manager goes, that was fucking awesome that you caught that he said buddy and you weren't in like robot mode, because that meant you're actually listening.
Yeah,
so then we had this running joke.
After that?
Because you go nuts. So I'm like, Karen, one night you have to say, your buddy old pal closes a deal and you X, Y, and Z. And then I got to be like totally Dave Moss, all hardcore, like, who's my buddy old pal? So we would do, like, to keep it like fresh.
Keep it fun, yeah.
I swear to God, like if you saw that play in June, the shit that Bob Odenkirk and Karen were doing,
really,
and John Piricello, it was like the Marx Brothers, like what where they took that play.
Yeah, and you couldn't break up.
That was,
or did you?
Yeah, they weren't. Oh no, they used to try to make each other laugh. And Karen was the hardest to make laugh. Because Karen wouldn't laugh unless, if you tried to make him laugh, you couldn't make him laugh. But if you did some new choice that he liked, he would laugh. But you almost couldn't tell he was laughing. He'd have a smile, but he knew how to keep it down here. Because he told me one night, he goes, you didn't know? I've been laughing at that for 3 fucking nights. And I was, oh, no, I didn't know that was making you laugh. But anyway, this isn't about...
But I want to ask you, because I've always wondered when you're on stage, do you hear people, usually old ladies, unwrapping their little sucking candy?
No, I heard some cell phones. I did hear some talking. I've heard people shushing people. But I mean, it's like after you've done a prom show.
Yeah, that's true.
Like on the Richter scale of disrupting. I think maybe that stuff early on in the run, it didn't take much to throw me off.
But once you get used to it. I did a stand-up set recently at the great theater, the Barns of Wolf Trap. I don't know if you ever played it.
No.
It's very good.
The Barns of Wolf Trap.
Yes. You think it's going to be...
That sounds like the crowd would all dress up as medieval
farmers,
characters. Yeah.
bales of hay.
Right.
No, it's a beautiful venue. And and the promoter's wife, I also feel like backstage, it's just the comics. Just let's have the comics, not your family and your friends.
I love how old school you are.
Right?
Yes.
And the promoter's wife was eating from a bag of pirate's booty, and the crinkling was throwing me off so badly that I literally was like, hey, excuse me 1 second, guys. And I go off stage and I go, will you stop eating the pirate's booty? It's throwing me off so bad. Right. And then I came back because the crinkling was just...
Did she laugh?
She was a little stunned because I think I came back there
she didn't realize how loud
hot.
It was being?
Yeah. But they're sitting there with the chewing and the thing. I couldn't tune it out.
I get you.
I'm so glad.
Because that feeds into this. How many more events am I going to go to?
Right.
And sit there and have to and rather than just sit around and bitch about it, you've actually done something about the problem.
Thank you. Yes. That you brought it back around
to
my book and your enjoyment of it means the world to me.
No, 100%. No, I am. You have no idea what you and your whole generation. You guys. The reason why there was New York comedy clubs for me to go down to have some guy be like, I got enough white guys, was because of what you guys did. Like, you built all, like, I always give it up to Jay Leno. Like, they always talk about the ding ho, but yes. Jay Leno was doing stand-up in the combat zone in between strippers.
Yeah.
So he did the reconnaissance that this could, like, I talked to him. There was this jazz bar up in Peabody, Massachusetts, that every once in a while it comes around that like guys like Miles Davis would perform at, and like a young Jay Leno would go on in front of Miles Davis, like right around when he was doing On the Corner album. He probably had Al Foster in his band playing drums or whatever. But like Jay would go on, and I just love that whole idea that there was like where people went out to see a show.
Yeah.
So it was just like, I'll see a comedian, I'll see, somebody spinning plates.
Right.
And then I'll go see one of the greatest jazz trumpet players ever. And that's an evening in Peabody, Massachusetts on Route 1. To me, is amazing. So,
right. And he did the Playboy Club. I mean, it's really going way back. I think
Jim Carrey told me a story of doing a Playboy Club too.
Really?
Yeah, because I found a picture. The one in Chicago, because he started I think that thing died out right around the early 80s, and I think he was one of the, I saw his name and I sent it to him on the marquee thinking it was a joke. He was like, no, that was actually me.
Oh my God.
You did that?
Oh my God.
Well, he was doing impressions in the beginning.
Right.
So you know that. So he was on his way to being like the next Rich Little, and then that's my favorite story ever. He just like snapped on one night on stage, like, I can't do that. I gotta like, talk out of my ass or whatever the hell he wanted to do. And I just love that Rodney let him do it.
Yeah.
And there's that great story of like, Rodney watched him going from getting standing ovations opening from him to like them just staring. And he got off stage. And Rodney said to him, he goes, kid, they're staring at you like you're from Mars. But he didn't fire him, and he let him like work it out. Hey, work it out, right? That's what he said, right? And I always thought that was amazing. But anyway, I always go off on like tangents. I had the nice button for the end of this. So, how to write a funny speech for a wedding, bar mitzvah, graduation, every other event you didn't want to go to in the first place. If you want to have a good set,
yes,
and not torture people that you love or whatever, you want to hook up after. Maybe you're single and you want to see like the life of the party.
It's all purpose.
This
for
is
anything
wait
you
a minute.
want.
Forward by Carol Burnett.
Yes.
Another Emma Sony. Can I tell you one of my favorite stories about her?
Wait a second. Yeah.
Okay, so she was working as an usher. There's this movie theater right near the Pantages that closed. It's still on Hollywood Boulevard. I looked it up one day.
Yeah.
To be like, what is that? That looks like an old movie theater. So I looked it up, and then this story was one of the things you clicked on. So she was an usher, and a couple came in late for a movie.
Yeah.
And they had paid full price for a ticket. And Carol, being cool, was just like, it's cool. Just stay here and, you can watch it. You just watch the next showing. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
Well, the tight-ass manager heard that, fired her, and made her turn in her uniform.
Oh, wow.
So years later, she's a legend, and she's getting her star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. They go, where do you want it? She goes, I know exactly where I want it. So if you go out in front of that theater, right in front of that theater, Carol Burnett's star is there.
Oh, my God. That's perfect.
Yeah, it is perfect.
Yeah.
It is perfect.
She's amazing. I asked her on a Friday of a holiday weekend if she would do the forward. She literally said, send it. She read it over the weekend. She said, I love it. And on Monday, she sent the forward. I mean, who does that?
Gee, why does she have like a 6-7 decade career? I mean, that's it right there.
Yeah.
She says she's going to do something, and she does it, and she crushes it.
Generous.
That's awesome. Well, I'm sure you crushed this book. I'm going to read it, and I can think of a few people I can send a copy to.
Hey, I'll send you a bunch.
All right. Well, it's been an absolute thrill to have you on the podcast. I'm such a huge fan.
Well, right back at you.
And thank you for all your hard work as a comedian, because there was a great New York City comedy scene for me to come to because of people like you. All right. So there you go. Carol Leifer, how to write a funny speech for a wedding or any event that you could ever possibly need to go to. Get it now. Where can they get this?
Anywhere. Amazon, the thing. Sell it out of my house.
Sell it out of your house. All places. Barnes and Nobles. If you actually want to talk to a human being.
Yeah.
All right. That's it. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. what's going on? It's Bill. Oh, that's really loud. Hey, that's really fucking loud there. What's going on? It's Bill Burr. And it's time for the Monday morning podcast for Monday, August 21st. Jesus, I got a cough drop in my mouth. I got a Hall's mental liptus. You're not going to want to listen to this, are you? You know what? I don't have time to start it over again. I just don't, you know? One of the weirdest things ever is when you have to go on a microphone and you got a fucking Halls in your goddamn mouth. And how do you make it go by faster? Am I supposed to just spit it out? Is that what you want from me? All right, I will. I don't know where to go here. You're just going to have to hang on a second. Just hang on the fuck on and spit this fucking thing out. As long as I make noise, it's still a podcast. It's still a podcast as long as I make noise. All right, I'm back, and I got the energy. All right, this is the Monday Morning Podcast for... It's for fucking August 21st, 2017. You know, they ain't got no August over there in the Middle East. You know why? They don't believe in Christ. If you don't believe in Christ, God's like, well, you know what? Then guess what? You ain't got no more August. Right? That's why they're so mad all the time. The summers goes by so fucking fast. That's true, man. You can look it up. Go look it up on the pooter over there. Shit. I'm in a great fucking mood. I got a bunch of shit to do, as always. I'm recording this 4:45 California time on Sunday, you know, and I put all this money down on the Red Sox, right? You know, I've been betting the Red Sox, gambling, okay? I'm betting on the Red Sox. Two of my friends are Yankee fans, right? So I'm there, yep, all this fucking shit. All rise, court's in session. Can we hear from the bailiff? We get it, his last name is Judge. Jesus fucking Christ. How do people in sports get away with the fucking puns? Or just basically the newspaper industry in general? My God. Have you reached a verdict? Yes, we have, Your Honor. That was a home run. You get it? They're so bad. They're so... I just wish Sweet Caroline was as funny bad as all those Aaron Judge puns. If they could just make it that fun, as opposed to just watching a bunch of people who you know on fucking Black Friday have their face pressed up against a Walmart window going, da, 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 right? How that song became part of the tradition. When the fuck did that happen? When did it happen? When will it go away? You know? It's bad enough they sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. They never used to do that in the seventh inning. He just stood up and stretched. And then Harry Carey did it. And it was great. You know why? Because he believed it and he was shit-faced. And he was hanging out the fucking window. And you're like, is that guy going to fall? You know those guys who booze their whole life. They get this big round belly. And then they got those little pretzel rod sticks. So when he started getting a lot of that fucking keg out the window... You know, that's why they have that net above home plate, you know what I mean, over the fans. It's, you know, that goes back to, it has nothing to do with foul balls. It has to go to back in the day. There was so many fat alcoholics sticking their head out, you know, doing God knows what back then. You know, I imagine initially they were just amazed that they were on the second floor of a structure, sticking their head out like, you know, gee willikers, how the hell does this thing stand up? There's people underneath me that I can't see, right? Then that gradually morphed into, holy shit, look how far, you know, oh, ladies and gentlemen, Babe Ruth hit it really far, really fucking far, right? That morphed into that. And then somewhere in there, it was like, oh my God, is that a black guy on the field? You know, they've always been hanging out the window for years and years and years. And that's why that net was there. Everybody thinks it's to protect the fans. It's not to protect the fans. Back in the day, everybody wore a hat. They were fine. Okay? The ball wasn't juiced up. It was the dead ball era. It'd go up in the air. Or, you know, those people were tough back then. They built railroads with their fucking hands, you know? And that's just the Chinese, okay? Forget about the people that fucking built the, I don't know what, the cotton gin.
All right, I'm off the fucking rails here. I don't know what I'm talking about. All I know is I'm like, all right, I got to get back into baseball. You know what I mean? I'm an old man. It's a slow game, and then all of a sudden it gets exciting, and then it slows down again, right? Just like that thing as you get older, every once in a while your heart does something. You're like, am I going to fucking die here? Okay, no, I'm good. Right? That's what baseball is. And the rest of the time it's just fucking sitting there, you know? Like waiting for a cough drop to dissolve so you can start your fucking podcast. That type of shit. So, anyways, I decided, out of the fucking blue, to bet with two of my friends, both Yankee fans, right? One's a Yankee and Giant fan. The other's a Yankee and a Patriot fan. Figure that one out. It's one of those Connecticut stories, right? You heard of A Bronx Tale? This is the sequel called Connecticut Story. And this guy's a Yankee and a Patriots fan. The most bizarre, one of the more bizarre combinations of fans I've ever seen. So I bet them both, $50 each a game. So they stand to lose 50, a gain 50. I'm dropping a C note or picking it up on the last two series. We've won 2 out of 3 on both of them. So old Freckles here is up $100, right? Is that right? Let's see. I was down 100, then I was even, then I was up 100. Then I was up 200, then I was up 100. Now I'm up $200. 200 balloons, right? I loved it. I almost made an extra 50 because the guy's going, dude, I'm telling you right now, the fucking Aaron Judge, everybody's going to rise and court's going to be in session and they're going to reach a verdict and then he's going to hit I get it. He's going to hit a home run. And I was like, you fucking cocksucker. That guy's like 0 for 50 with guys on base against the Red Sox the last couple of weekends. Of course the guys do. It's goddamn Paul Bunyan going up there swinging the bat. And then I thought about it. I was like, all right, fuck it. I'll bet you. But I was voice texting. And I said, I'll bet you $50 he doesn't. But it wrote, I bet you $50 he does it. And then I didn't hear back from him. And I was like, all right, you got until, midnight tonight to get your bet in or the offer's off the table. And he said he fell asleep, but he was probably sitting there going like, well, dude, I said he was going to do it. Why would you? I said he'd do it for $20. Then you said you also think he's going to do it for 50. I think I weirded him out. He hasn't called me all day, so that might be the end of that friendship. It's funny how that happens, right? 15-year friendship can end on a voice text that somebody doesn't understand. So anyways, the Red Sox took the fucking series. And you know why they took the series? Because we spent $200 million fucking dollars, and goddamn it, we better beat the fucking Yankees if we're going to spend that kind of money. I didn't know what the Yankees spent this year. I just know they have most of their own draft picks, so it really doesn't matter, right? Or does it? I have no idea. Did you guys see in Spain they set up 800 checkpoints to catch that fucking cunt? Did they catch the guy? I don't know. Desperate to ease public fears and neutralize a terrorist cell responsible for the deadliest attack in Spain. Oh, they were to neutralize the terrorist cell. It was actually going to be way more deadly, but the fucking dopes accidentally blew themselves up trying to make a bomb. That's the greatest thing that can happen. That's my favorite terrorist story, when they were building it and then it fucking blows up. It's such a fucked up world, man. There's just people on both sides that are just out of their fucking minds. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Why can't you just fucking be like me and, battle booze and watch sports and get excited about things that don't matter? Why do you have to have a fucking cause and get all into some invisible fucking guy that you never fucking met and then everybody around you has to die if they don't think the way you think? What is it? There's a tipping point in religion. And it's a combination of you believe too much and you got too much fucking, I don't know what. I used to do a bit about that. If you have too much power and you get too much into fucking religion, it always goes bad. You start oppressing other fucking people, when my people really get into Jesus, white people, it gets fucking scary. Black people get really into Jesus, it's a fucking great service. Killer band. That's it. They're confined. White people, it's an open fucking field. Whatever the fuck they think, they run with it. No checks and balances. That's the problem. So I don't know what goes on with these. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about, but I don't know what goes on with these people. How the fuck you convince somebody that their last fucking move on the planet is you're going to walk into a group of people sitting there watching a show or eating a fucking slice of pizza and you're going to kill all of them. And then God's going to be like, hey, nice going. Woo! Hey, buddy, I want to talk to you. You know, I would have done that, but I couldn't think to, thank God you thought to do that. I don't know. So anyways, good luck to Spain. I hope you eradicate those cunts right out of your fucking beautiful country. Anyways, why do I talk world politics? Well, I know why, because it makes you guys feel smarter, right? Hey, Bill, maybe next time you bring up Spain, maybe you could go fuck yourself. I'll do what I want. Oh, by the way, I got a giveaway this week for the first 1,000 people. All right, now wait a second. Before you take out your fucking the first 1,000 people that text a particular phrase to a particular number will win some All Things Comedy merchandise. They're basically stickers. All right? Text it? Is that what it is? Yeah. And I'm just letting you know that this is so they can build up their email fucking database and let you guys know what's going on with their site, okay? So it's fucking transparent what we're trying to do here. For the price of a sticker. That's what we're trying to do. You know, we're trying to get more social media and all that type of shit because we got big shit coming up on All Things Comedy. Relaunch the website next month. Burr Kreischer has a cooking show on there called Something's Burning. I'm going to be doing those road rage fucking videos where you got the fucking camera on me and all of that shit, and then the person that did whatever they did. Felipe Esparza is going to be doing a home improvement show. Basically, your favorite comics doing the shit that they like to do, being funny. We got our first stand-up special release with Paul Verzi. We got a bunch of stuff going on and talks of, yes, all kinds of other things, sports shows and all this type of stuff. So we're trying to, got to let you guys know what's going on. So here's what you do. If you want a sticker, if you don't want to do it, don't fucking do it. But if you want to do it, all you need to do is text all capitals, no space, Bill Burr, BILLBURR, to 44222. Reggie Jackson, Doug Flutie, Derek fucking, fuck that, Jerry Remy, the Rem Dog. It was his day today. I would have said Derek Cheetah. 44222. 2 4s, 3 2s. You got it for a sticker, and then we'll be bugging you, letting you know what's going on with all these great shows we have coming up. You know, we got Bobby Lee, we got Al Madrigal, we got all these fucking people. All right? We have Ari Shafir. All right, so anyways, and I got to be honest with you, after these last 6 games, Red Sox, Yankees, and having money on the game, I got to be honest with you, after all these years saying Pete Rose shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, the man was right. Betting on baseball, it makes it better. It does. It makes you care. You know, you think October baseball is exciting? Put your paycheck on a fucking game in August. All right? You don't need Joe Buck and all those extra fucking microphones to make that exciting. Dude, am I going to get a Camaro with T-tops? Am I going to be homeless? You know, that's the type of stakes that you want to raise. I'm calling it right now. Patriots, Giants, the rubber game. This year's Super Bowl, Patriots finally fucking win, right? No helmet catch, no fucking Brady to Welker fucking 2-foot pass that goes incomplete. No Asante Samuel dropping the fucking ball. None of that shit. We're finally going to beat those cunts, and you know why? Tom Coughlin. No, Tom Coughlin's going to be the difference. I love what the Giants are doing. I think they're going to, you know, and they got fucking Eli. He's got ice fucking water in his veins, all right? Their team is looking good, all right? And I'm telling you that team's looking good because I've paid attention for about 8 minutes during this preseason. And I've just been hearing a lot of chatter about weapons being added and field goal kickers and all of this type of shit. And people questioning Eli, right, as he sits there in his Dockers and his fucking, I don't know what he's, He always looks like he just did the right thing the way he dresses, right? The loafers, the fucking pants, the sweater, Just Just like he dresses the way I should be dressing at my age, and he's like fucking 12 years younger than me. And the man gets the fucking job done. The later the season is, and forget about in January, the man is lights out. Okay? Telling you, it's going to be a rematch, and we're going to win. And that's the fucking team I want to play. That is the fucking team I want to play because we got nothing to lose. They got everything to lose because if they're 2-0, they can talk shit for the rest of the fucking time. I want another shot. Right? The fuck, 2-0, 3-0, I don't give a fuck. Doesn't make any difference. But if we get that last one, be like, all right, then we can give him shit. You know, what the fuck, you know, Sante Samuel dropped the fucking ball and it was a screen pass. You know, whatever, we got you. Then it's over. Then we got that thing we can say back. That's what I'm saying, you know, because I've ran through a couple of Giants fans. They're like, I'll tell you right now, you don't fucking want it. Well, why don't we want it? They're just logos at this point. Eli's probably the only guy left from that 2007 team. And I bet at least, I don't know, 3/4 of both teams are gone since the last one. That's why I never get into those types of stats. Going like, hey, these guys historically have not done well. It's like, it's all different people. It's all different people wearing the same clothes with better drugs. Better drugs in their system. Okay? Just like the drugs that was sent to a particular quarterback's wife. Okay? Because she hurt her arm taking cookies out of the oven. Okay? It was a complete non-story. However, had that guy taken a queef worth of air out of a ball, all of his rings would have been questioned. That's how it works. Okay, we're taking callers. You know what I did today? You know what's funny? I did so many fucking positive things today. So many. This podcast is not one of them, but I did so many fucking positive things today. You know, and then my wife, she still had the nerve to be moody. And I don't know about you guys, but what the fuck goes on? Thank you. I don't know about you. I don't put up with that. I don't put up with the moodiness. Okay, come on. What do I got to do here? What happened? Fucking thing just died on me here. There we go. I don't put up with that moody shit. If I did something, you got me. I'm sorry. All right? I said I'm sorry. No. That moody shit. If I do fucking 9 things right and then the 10th thing's wrong and then you're going to get all moody with me, I swear to God. I swear. I just... That's it. You know what I do? I go, hey, Grumpy, what's going on? And if she doesn't fucking snap out of it, then I just shut down. You know? And then, you know, I'm fucking German-Irish. You want to play the silence game? I can do this forever. All right? You think there's a lot of silence in Master of None? Let me tell you something right now. I can do fucking silence. I don't know why I'm making this motion with my hand. I grew up with that shit. Rage, silence. You know, days going by. Hey, you dumb cunts all going to stare at the sun tomorrow? Do yourself a favor. Just wait for the pictures. You know what I mean? Looking at a fucking lunar eclipse or solar eclipse, whatever the fuck's going on here. It's a lunar eclipse, right? Is it the lunar eclipse? There's the one I learned that when the earth is between the sun and the moon turns red. Because it deflects the fucking light or something. You know, the reason why I know this is because this shit's happening on Monday, and one of the writers in the writer's room knew this shit. And then there's the other one where the moon passes in front of the sun. Oh, my God, this haven't happened for 37, 38 fucking years. Did you see that little, not a meme, was it a GIF, that thing going around about that newscaster that I actually really used to like? I used to watch him when I was a kid, and he said, that eclipse today was, and there's not going to be another one in 38 years, and let's hope that when it fucking happens on a world that knows nothing but peace. You know, and everybody's like, wow, he said that, and then, wow. It's just like, we've never been at peace, ever. Never will be. There'll never be world peace. There'll never be world peace. The level of violence that would have to occur for there to be peace, you'd have to be the last person on earth. Because if there's another person, if there was just 2 people, at some point, the other person is going to annoy you, and then there goes the peace. Right? That's what happened with Adam and Eve. I hate to tell you, all you people out there that believe we came from fucking the ocean. I actually believe in creationism, whatever the fuck they call it. All right? There was 2 white people that started all of this, and somehow we had all the other races out of them. These 2 white people, right? Adam and Eve, and they got annoyed with each other. So she goes for a walk, right? The snake gets in her ear. Next thing you know, right? She goes over and she bites an apple, which for whatever reason is healthy. It's a good thing. It's got fiber in it. You know? I don't understand why the invisible guy was upset by that. Because you know what it was? An apple with the sugar in it. Like, because there was no weed or coke or meth or anything like that. Like, apples were, I guess, the heroin of back then. And he said, let me tell you 2 little shit something, all right? You want to live in this fucking Garden of Eden here? Well, do you? Stay away from the fucking apple tree. That's it. She went down. She probably go, hey, you know, I'm going to go down and eat one of those fucking apples and fucking what's his face? Whatever. Was it her brother? I don't know what went. None of that fucking... Is anybody religious listening to this shit? How the fuck do 2 white people, okay, fuck and create all different races of people? Forget about that. How if you just have two fucking people and then they bang and then what? How do you keep it going? Their kids have to fuck. Exactly. You had nothing, didn't you? Their kids have to fuck. And then their kids' fuck. Is that how we went from Adam and Eve to fucking cavemen? Neanderthals and those other fucking people with those slopey foreheads? You know? And that fucking Frankenstein brow, which I kind of have. Is that what happened? Because Adam and Eve banged, and then their kids had to sit down and say, children, you have to fuck one another in order to keep this thing going. Right? None of it makes sense. None of those stories fucking make sense any more than the fat guy in the red fucking suit going down a goddamn chimney, okay? First of all, if it was fucking true, all these new homes without fireplaces would not have a Christmas. What do parents who live in houses without fireplaces say? You know? Up on the housetop, reindeer paws, out jumps good old Santa Claus, looking for a chimney, but there isn't one. Gets back and say, you have no fun. Go fuck yourself, right? No goddamn toys. Go fuck yourself. Go to Child World. All right? That's part of his contract. You leave cookies and there's a fucking chimney, or that's it. It's over. That, and evidently, he has no interest in anybody who's not Christian. He makes toys for everybody unless they're not Christian. You know what it is? It's just everyone. We were tribes, and we were tribes, and we just came up with these fucking stories. And as it expanded, and everybody started fucking interacting all the holes in our shit, you know? Once you got that global view, that all fucked up. All of a sudden, the world wasn't flat, you know, depending on what basketball player you talk to. It was round. All of a sudden, you found out that it was fucking round. These people aren't Indians. They're not from they're not from India. They're from America. America, right? The greatest fuck. Oh, by the way, I forgot to say, you know, if you go to text, I just fucked up. If you go to text that thing, we're not sending a sticker overseas, by the way. This is just for Americans only. And by Americans, I mean United States, America, maybe Canada. I don't know. You can't do it because it's a fucking sticker and then they got to fill out forms. I should have said that earlier. You know, I should have done a lot of things in life, but I got to tell you, we're not telling you guys that, you know, if you text that fucking number and it's international, and the sticker's not coming. That's probably one of my biggest regrets. Other than the fact the last time I didn't watch an eclipse, you know, there was a guy wishing for world peace the next time it came around. And now here we are, 38 fucking years later. 38 years later. Are we any closer? You know, I'm sure somebody said that in the 1940s after fucking Hitler and Stalin and all that shit. Hey, you know, there was last night there was a typhoon. I hope the next time there's a typhoon, it's killing innocent people in a peaceful world. It's never going to happen. Well, Jesus, Bill, not with that fucking attitude. The children have to fuck. When we return, part 2 of the Adam and Eve story. The story no one wanted to show you. All right, so anyways, I've been, how many fucking minutes into this pile of shit podcast that I do? Am I 26 minutes, people. 26 minutes is some of the most ignorant shit you're ever going to listen to, yet you continue to listen. You continue to listen. All right, you know what I did? So I did all this productive shit today. And yes, my wife, she started pulling the grumpy thing, right? Like, I was going to wake up this morning, and I was going to go play drums. All right? Which I'm still going to do, but I'm going to do it tonight. Okay? But I could tell she was tired or whatever. Okay? So the advantage, my wife, that your lady has is when the kid's crying, they always have the option of the boob. Bam. Instant, shut it. Right? Puts the kid to sleep, they feel comforted, and all that type of stuff. The only way that a man can compete in that arena is you either put the kid in the car and drive around the block a few times, or what I think is better, you just put the kid in the stroller, you just walk around the block. Now you're burning some of your dad bod calories. You know, your kid gets to look around and see a bunch of stuff. Fucking acid trip, birds flying around, jets, cars, trees. Right? Everything's amazing to them. And then eventually they fall asleep. So anyways, I could tell my wife was really sleepy. So I said, all right, you know, she goes, it'd be really nice if you could just take her for a walk. Because she was up and my wife wasn't. And I was just like, all right, I was going to work out. I'll go play drums. You know what? Fuck it. I'll do it. So I did. Went on a nice long walk. Did the whole thing. We had a great time. She finally fell asleep. After like 20 minutes, she finally falls asleep. And then I walked around like extra, you know, take an extra long, you know, walk home and, you know, walking further past the house, come back up, you know. My wife's still downstairs. I can tell she's still sleeping. We hung out. We had breakfast together, right? I watched a little of the Jerry Remy, you know, Jerry Remy Day at Fenway Park. Just did all of that. And then she didn't come upstairs till like fucking, I don't know, 11:30? 11 o'clock or something? Something like that. So then she goes, all right, let's go out today. We said we were going to go out. I'm like, all right, let's go out. Let's go out. So she gets the kid ready and everything but the fucking shoes. I try to put the shoes on. I just can't do it. I can't do it. She tries to kick them off. I start laughing and I can't get them on. And I finally got one of them on and I realized I had it on the wrong foot. And I was like, fuck, and I had to undo the buckle. And then I finally got it on right. And she just kicked it off, and I just laughed. I said, I can't do it. I can't do it. And I left. She was like, really? And I said, yeah. I go, look, there's some things you're better at than I am. You're just better at this, right? So I leave. She goes, where you going? I said, I'm going to go watch the Red Sox. She goes, well, come down here and watch it. So I said, okay. So then I went upstairs, and she told me how her tire pressure was down. And I was trying to remember how to do that because I knew I had the tire pressure fucking thing, you know. You stick the thing on there so you don't overinflate, you don't underinflate. I'm looking up that. We got a little water bubbler. We're all out of water. It's a good opportunity to clean the fucking thing. I'm looking at shit like that when I'm up there. So I didn't go back downstairs. And she came upstairs fucking pissed at me. Because she spent like, whatever, the next 15 minutes trying to get ready with my daughter downstairs, which I understand. That must have been a pain in the ass. But I was up there fucking, you know. Yeah, so yeah, she gets in a mood. Now she's in a mood. Not yelling, you know? Not flipping out. Just in a mood. You know when they get in a fucking mood? They get this look on their face, they stop looking at you, and they make sure that they keep walking into the room that you're in. You know, as you talk to them, and they barely say anything back. So you know what? Come on, guys. Let's learn something here. So you are aware that she's in a what? A mood. Whoa. Jesus, somebody's in a mood. I'm sorry. Did I do 99 out of 100 things? Jesus fucking Christ. So she's in a fucking mood. Then I got to go out, because I got my fucked up driveway. I got to get my car out of the way, bring her fucking car out because you got to get the fucking air in the tires. Oh, and I'm out there. Oh, you think I'm muttering? I put on a clinic of muttering. Huh? Fucking take the kid, fucking the kid up the goddamn fucking hill, come down, make a breakfast, fucking and clean out the water bubble. And I got to come home. Finish! Right? Henry Hill. So that's it. And I'm like, all right, I will match your mood with an even dumber mood. So that's it. So then she starts to sense that I'm in a fucking mood. Now, her mood put me in a fucking mood. Now she's sensing that I'm in this fucking mood. So now all of a sudden, what does she do? She starts flipping it around, being nice. Right? And I'm just giving her fucking quick answers. Like Jerry Lewis, rest his soul. Passed away today. Dick Gregory a few days ago. And now Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis, arguably one of the funniest human beings that ever lived. Ever lived. He actually spoke at my college graduation. And he was phenomenal. He did the parent-student breakfast. And when he did that, he was crazy Jerry. And then when he spoke at my college, he was coming down the aisle. He was still crazy. They bring people in, and all fucking the fucking with the dean and all those people come down with their, we have a special colored tassel, We're higher than you. They come down in their robes. Well, he was coming down, and he put his hands on the shoulder of the person in front of him. He had one of those dumb hats on, too, and he put his hands, and when he walked down, he was just going, Wah! He came down, and everyone was dying laughing. But when he went to give the speech, he was telethon Jerry. It was great. You got to see the full gamut of the guy. Absolutely love that guy. That guy made me laugh like nobody's business. So very sad day. And Dick Gregory, I learned about him, obviously being a comedian a long time ago. Read that book, Callous on My Soul. All those stories about him being one of the first black guys to ever work like white rooms. The Playboy Mansion in Chicago, playing that. Because what's his face there? Hugh Hefner was cool enough to let him play there. So rest in peace to both of them. So anyway, now this all pales in comparison to those two comedy giants. All right, so I match my wife's mood with my mood. All right? So now she's now she's trying to be nice to get me out of my fucking mood. Because then she realizes, this is all silent, by the way. This is all body language, all curt little answers. One of these things. Now she realizes that, I took my mood too far. I overly made my point, which justified him now being in his fucking mood. Right? So then at some point, she finally just goes, hey, are you just going to she goes, are you going to be in a bad mood for the rest of the day? I'm like, I'm not in a bad mood. I'm in a great mood. We have an awesome house. I tell jokes for a living. We're going to go out today. I'm in a good mood. I have the day off. I am in a good mood. You, on the other hand, I don't know. She goes, I'm over it. I go, fine. So what, you're just going to not talk to me? I said, look, we're going out shopping for kids' shoes. The second I see kids' shoes, it just puts me in a good mood. They're fucking adorable. Those little Jordans, the little shell toes. Kids' clothes are the cutest fucking things ever. They're not even for kids. They're for adults. See some little sport coat, you're like, no. You can't help it. So I told her, I said, just let me get to the fucking kids' sneakers, and then that'll put me in a better fucking mood. Do you know what I saw today? It's some fucking over on La Brea. They got this store. It's just all these crazy signs and all of this basically junk, just shit from businesses that shut down or are remodeled. And this guy just has all these fucking signs everywhere. So I'm walking up, and they actually had the old school, the little McDonald's arch with the arrow that said drive-through, open 24 hours. That's what put me in a good mood. All the childhood memories. We were a McDonald's family. We were not a Burger King family. That was a big thing back then. Nobody talked politics. You didn't talk fucking religion. Okay, you talked about sports, and what do you like better? Coca, Pepsi. Coca, Pepsi, McDonald's, or Burger King. Those were the big fucking debates back then. And we were a McDonald's fucking family. We used to go to this McDonald's. I don't even know where the fuck it was. It was like in Peabody or North Reading, way back in the early 70s. It was near these railroad tracks. And I remember there was these fucking seagulls and pigeons and shit, and you'd be eating outside and then throwing them French fries. And then you got to see a train go by, and it was this is like pre-iPads, pre-fucking, internet. There was nothing to do. Cartoons, our UHF antenna was busted. I could only watch cartoons on Saturday. So this was a big fucking deal. I'd always get a cheeseburger, a small fry, and a chocolate shake. That's what the fuck I had, for a long fucking time. Past when it wasn't filling me up, but you were afraid of your dad. It's like, I'm not going to ask for a quarter pounder with cheese. I don't know what this is going to do to the whole dynamic. Everybody's in a good mood. I'm not going to try to fucking go up a size here. That's how Americans got fat. Once dads became their kids' friends, they weren't afraid to fucking supersize their meals. The last 4 years of ordering a cheeseburger, small fry, and chocolate shake, I was fucking starving at the end of it. Eyeballing my younger brother's cheeseburger. Like, you gonna fucking finish that? Huh, you little fucking gummy bear? You got your fucking teeth. I'll eat it. So anyways, I saw that thing today and I was just like, I would fuck it. I'm not into junk. I'm not into stuff, but there's something about that thing. I just think it's fucking cool to get it fixed up. As the fucking base was all bent and shit. But to fix that fucking thing up, I was like, I'll stick that at the end of my driveway. Have that thing lit up. My wife's like, saying neighbors would hate us. It's like, I know they hate us. I would never stick it out there. If I had if I had some giant fucking house, right? And there was some sort of, I don't know what, those fucking houses, those Republicans have them, And I'm not saying there's not rich liberals, but the Republicans live in those states where you can fucking have a house and then another house on your property. You have an old barn, and you just let your wife gets the fucking house. I'm telling you, this is my fucking dream. My dream, right? But I mean, I would love to live. I can't live out there. Interracial couple. I can't go out there into fucking Nazi land. All these fucking people marching around. But anyways, I would love to have a fucking old house in one of those states that still has clean air, if it even exists. And you just got a giant fucking, what used to be a barn. And on the bottom, you'd have your daily driver, your classic car, and like a fucking sick motorcycle. All right, and then up top, I'd have it fucking closed. I always told you this, be a drum room, fucking place to work out, and the rest of it is just a fucking cigar bar, And in some stupid fucking reason, I would find a place for that McDonald's drive-through sign, And the more my wife hated it, the more it would drive me into the barn. Anyways, let's read some advertising here for this week, shall we? I always hated that Burger King tried to act like our burgers are flame broiled. Yeah, and then frozen and driven in a fucking truck across the country. Used to always show that in the commercial. Like they're sitting there with some fucking open grill back there cooking these fucking things. They're not cooking these things. But look who's here. Oh my God, man. Boop, boop. I'm one race behind with the MotoGP. Marc Marquez. I really fucking enjoy that. And I think I like it better than Formula One because there's all kinds of passing. There's no passing in Formula One, it seems, after, as far as the first guy. That's my big complaint. And then they're like, there's all this amazing racing in position 4 and 5 and 6. Well, fucking show that. Anyways, let me just plow ahead here. Me undies. No, I already did that. Let me ask. No, I'll read the questions for this week. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. All right. Okay, boyfriend's Facebook. Oh, this is never good. All right. Hi, Bill. Straight to the point. Me and my boyfriend, we've been together for 2 years now, and we're happy, smiley face. The thing that concerns me is that a few times on his Facebook Messenger, I saw that he is writing on a weekly basis with an ex-colleague of his, a beautiful young lady. The thing is that they were close at work back then, but he quit 3 months ago. And I just don't believe in male-female friendships. I'm talking from experience. Also, when we were basically, if we're having a conversation, if we're talking, eventually we're going to fuck, is what you're saying. Also, when we're watching some videos and stuff on his phone in the search field, I saw a list of a few girls' names. Other than that, he has been great to me and hasn't shown any signs of a man whore yet. Am I too suspicious, or do I have the right to worry? Thanks, and go fuck yourself. I don't fuck. That's not enough. That's not enough information. I wouldn't, this ex-colleague that's a beautiful lady. Yeah, that's weird. You're right. That's fucking weird. I don't know about the fucking phone shit. I have no idea. I have no idea what that's about. But that thing there, yeah, that's definitely a red flag. You know what I mean? Like, well, put yourself in his position. If you were fucking, close with some guy and you left the job 3 months ago and you still chat on Facebook, and, here's the thing about women. They can sit there and be like, oh, I thought we were just friends. They seem to be able to get away with that. But I would always say to the woman I was with, it's like, listen, can I tell you something? That guy wants to fuck you. Okay? I don't care how much you have in common and how you both like fucking rosé or whatever the fuck it is, and he really listens to you when you talk. He wants to fuck you. Yeah, so I don't know what you do there because you went on his Facebook and you're snooping. So that's one of the things, if you're going to pull that aha moment, you better be right. Because if you're not, then they get to play the, how dare you snoop? How dare you fucking snoop on me? It's just like, don't women have the out? Why are you snooping on me? Because you have a dick, sir. That's why. I trust you. I don't trust your dick. All right, missed opportunity. So I would bring it up. I don't know if you bring it up. I don't have enough information. That was a really quick and to the point, which I really appreciate. But watching some videos and stuff in the search field, I saw a list of a few girls' names. That's not good either. I don't fucking know, but I don't know who the girls are. But that there, right there, that fucking ex-colleague thing, I don't know. That seems like a blowjob in the future to me. That's what I would, if I was standing in front of a green screen, a little meteorologist, there'd be a fucking, dick floating towards a woman with their mouth open. Down south. All right, missed opportunity. Hey, Billy Buckaroo. I'm going back to school soon, within the next week, actually. I got an offer a couple days ago to register for a class this upcoming semester that is essentially a paid internship. It entailed working with a company called Sun Corporation. Why is my stomach growling? Because I'm on a diet. Called Sun Corporation on a software project. If you complete the internship, you get paid a couple $100, like $200 or $300, and of course something worth putting on your resume for job hunting. But the thing is that I turned it down. I didn't think it would mean that much to take it, as I don't really need the money, and software engineering majors are for the most part guaranteed a job after graduation. Plus, I only have one semester left, and it's looking like it's going to be pretty tough. And it's looking like it's going to be pretty tough anyway. All right, so you got to concentrate on schools. What's the problem? He says, however, I cannot help feel a bit pissed off at myself for saying no. It's one of those things that has virtually no negatives to it. I get work experience and money. What more could I need? Anyway, I can't help but see this as a wasted opportunity. My question to you is, have you ever been offered an opportunity in your community career that you've pussied out on and then heavily regretted later? And can you offer me advice on this? Thanks, and go fuck yourself. All right, first of all, dude, it's a fucking internship. It's your last semester. It's going to be tough. You want to fucking go out and party a little bit. It's not the worst thing. It's not the end of the fucking world. And absolutely, I had Oh my God, I mean, all kinds of times I pussied out. Early in my career, I was afraid. I was afraid to go on stage. I was afraid of bombing. I was afraid of the whole fucking thing. So yeah, there was a whole bunch of times that I did. So what I would do, I started to do in moments like that, if my fucking stomach will stop, I got to eat dinner. I was good today. For lunch, I had lentil soup and a fucking salad. And, I've been trying. I'm laying off the booze. I don't eat fucking sweets. The writer's room, we have fucking Fridays where we just order whatever we want. And fucking, they got barbecue. And I just, that's like, at my age, that's like nap food. It's literally like drinking like fucking NyQuil or some shit. So I can't do that. Anyways, let's see. How would I answer? Sorry, I just clicked that fucking elbow, hit the button there. How would I answer this? I would basically say, what I did was I always remember what it felt like when I pussied out that night, when I put my head down on the pillow, my big Charlie Brown fucking head, I put it down on the pillow, and I just would always remember like that awful feeling of pussying out, and then the next time that moment happened, I'd be like, all right, tonight, whether I kill, whether I bomb, whether I just do okay, I'm going to feel way better than if I didn't even try. So, but I think you're being too hard on yourself on this one. I mean, you didn't pussy out. You just said no. It seemed like you weighed your options. If you were too afraid to do it, then I would say that you pussied out. But I don't think you did. But I don't know. If your reasons for doing it were different, if there was some sort of fear involved, you got to figure out why you did it. And then you got to forgive yourself for doing it. Because it's part of, you got to fail to succeed, right? Remember that Michael Jordan commercial? Missed all those shots. Missed all those shots. I failed over and over and over and over and over again. That is why I succeed. There you go. Same fucking thing. Same fucking thing. All right. Nose job. Dear Billy Mozzarella Legs. What? Hello? Is that my daughter yelling at me in there? She does this hilarious thing. When you're on the phone, you have it on speaker. She sees you talking into it, and she just starts going, bah! What are you yelling about?
I can't find a single pacifier.
I was telling them that story of how, I did all that stuff for you this morning, then you got into a mood. So then I matched your mood with my mood, and then we had that little game that you play where then you try to be nice to get me out of my mood. You know that little thing?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Nia?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nia.
What do you want me to say?
You know what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know what he's talking about either.
Nia.
What?
That funny game where, you go into a mood, and then it puts me in a mood, then you go, okay, maybe I took my mood too far, so now I'll be the one to turn it around. And then me, you always got to fucking pull me out of the anger mud, right?
Fine, yeah, sure.
Oh, yeah. Can you tell, guys? You hearing a voice? Look how beautiful you are.
I gotta find that pacifier.
Hey, buddy. Huh? You like the computer? Anything with the screen on it you like? What are you yelling for? It's because you got half my DNA? Is that what the problem is? You realize as you grow up, every time you screw up, I'm going to get blamed for that? Because I'm the screw up in this relationship. That's right. Talk to the people. Tell the people what you're feeling. Huh? What do you got there? What are your feelings about global warming? What should we do? Nothing. The baby senator was surprisingly quiet on some of the biggest issues out there. Hey, how you liking, you loving the avocados, aren't you? The mushed up avocados? You liking them?
She's shy.
Does she have mic fright? She doesn't know what it is. Surprised she didn't grab it. All right, here we go. Hey, somebody's going to ask a question about a nose job. For some reason, oops, sorry, don't mean to curse here. My stomach is growling.
I'm hungry, too.
Yeah. All right, nose job. Dear Billy Mozzarella Legs.
White like the mozzarella.
White like the mozzarella. I'm a 43-year-old married father of 2. Yeah, you like that, huh? Very happy with my life, but could use some advice. You see, I have a schnoz. Oh, my God, dude, your nose is still bugging you at 43? You're married. A woman loves you. You got a couple of kids. A real honker. A really big nose. Hey, I'll tell you, I got a big nose over here. Now you want to talk, huh? I've been able to get by with a successful life, career, and marriage. But in the back of my mind, in the back of my mind, and whenever I look in the mirror, I just can't get over my nose. I kind of look like old Joe Groucho Marx. Oh, those old Joe Groucho Marx with the glasses without glasses. Now my question is, why are you yelling? I gave you the floor and you didn't want to talk, and now you're yelling there, cutie? What are you doing? Huh? What do you say there, Wrinkles? My little Shar-Pei? All right. Where am I? Now my question is, being that I've come this far in life and at my age, do you think it's super vain or silly to get surgery done? Money or wife is not an issue. I just think it's silly of me to really want to do this, but it's really affecting me where I don't want to look at myself in the mirror when I shave or put on contacts. Thanks for the advice and go Yankees. Let's go Yankees. Guess we're in New York.
I guess we're in New York, huh?
Go Yankees. The greatest promo ever. Wheel of Fortune, if you can ever find it. When they went to New York. I guess we're in New York, huh? Go Yankees. That was it. 2-second clip. Here's the thing, dude. I actually...
Don't get surgery.
Yeah, you got to learn to love yourself. And here's the thing. When you got a friggin' giant nose, it really defines your face. Like people, that's what you look like. And when you shave that thing down, you're not going to look like yourself anymore. And people are going to be like, you know... I bet you're... What's wrong with you? I bet, maybe if I talk quieter, I bet that the only person that really has issue with your nose is you. You know, your wife loves you, your kids love you, you got friends, you're fine. I wouldn't do it. Okay? You think that I haven't looked into, you know, whatever Michael Jackson had bleached out of him to put a little bit of that in me so I can wear shorts? Can I have some of that leftover pigment? Look, you're always going to have something about yourself that you don't like. I am a firm believer in just keeping yourself in shape, yelling over a baby, and basically, aging naturally. You look way better, all right? Whoever makes us knows what they're doing. However, if you're going to go that road, I don't know. You better make sure you find somebody good.
Exactly.
Because you could end up like that chick from Dirty Dancing, who I thought was gorgeous, and I loved her nose.
Yeah.
I loved her nose.
I think she looks beautiful. With
Yeah,
I
know.
She looks so cute. She got a lead in the movie with that nose. Barbara Streisand. Who else has a very strong nose? Sarah Jessica Parker. Who are the guys that have like strong noses?
Joe Bartnick.
Joe Bartnick?
Joe Bartnick, yeah, that was that lady. That lady when she made fun of his nose and he said, "You need to lose about 40 pounds before you talk to me, bitch." One of the great lines ever. And then her husband turned around when she complained, looked at Joe, took one look at Joe, and then started yelling at me. I was like, you fucking... Oh, sorry. I'm not going to lie. That's what I would have done. I would have picked the smaller guy. Why? What are you saying? What are you saying? You're saying pay attention to me, man.
She wants to talk to you.
Oh, you can talk to me anytime you want. All right. Asked girlfriend's dad for hand in marriage, and he denied.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Okay, we got to read this one.
Whoa.
Come on, baby. You got to be quiet.
Okay. This one is riveting. You got to listen to this one, kiddo. All right. Hi, sir. Hi, Sir William Burr. Hey, long... You know what's so funny is the amount of people that are going to say mean stuff. I get it. She's cute. But I swear to God, if you bring your kid on that podcast, I'm like that. All right. Longtime fan. Thank you for all the laughs. You got me through some hard times, and I am thankful to that. All right. Well, thank you very much. Anyways, I've been dating my current girlfriend for 5 years come this November. I'm 25, and she is 24. I've been thinking about proposing, so I decided to do an old tradition by asking her father's hand in marriage. Now, that's a classy move. The dads like that stuff. I also asked her mother to be sure to be there, as she is very close to both of them. I took them out to dinner, and I told them how much I loved her and how much she means to me, etc., etc. Once I was done giving my speech, they just stared at me like I had 3 heads. They didn't give me their blessing to marry their baby and went on saying that they don't think that I get along with her. Oh, that they don't think that I get along with their siblings well, and it seemed awkward when we, the family, are together. Uh-oh. Oh, my God.
Uh-oh.
They said that they felt like I would try to move their daughter away from her family because of my job, and she belongs with her family.
Oh, no.
Should I keep dating, hoping that something changes or that the relationship with her parents can't be repaired? Or should I just give up on this 5-year relationship? Any help would be greatly appreciated. Thanks.
First of all, that sucks.
Yes. And I can tell you this right now. Marrying into that.
I know.
That effing nightmare.
That's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah, you better love this girl, because I'll tell you, buddy.
Yeah.
That sounds like those parents are going to screw up. Do they live on a compound? That sounds like the Rayburns in Bloodline or something. You're trying to marry into one of those families. Yeah, I would walk.
He's got to talk to his girlfriend about it and be like, listen, I wanted this to be a surprise, but I went out and I asked your parents about getting married because I wanted to do it the right way, and this is what they told me, and see what she says. And I think you just kind of go from there. But yeah,
what are they, like Freemasons or something?
You know, you marry into the family too. So if you don't get along with them on that level, and they're already looking at you like,
It sounds like some blue blood.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, the hedges never need clipping.
Move her away. Is she the youngest? Is she like what? I'm curious as to, did you not see this coming whatsoever? Because I would find that a little hard to believe. But maybe he hadn't spent much time with the family.
Well, if he didn't see it coming, that would mean that he's a dope, and maybe that's why they don't want him to marry the kid. This guy's got no anticipation skills. He doesn't see what's the hand in front of his face.
Like, obviously, you know that you don't get along with the siblings. I feel like that probably wasn't a surprise to you.
It sounds like nobody in the family likes you but that woman.
Yeah.
So she's going to have to then make a decision, you or them, which is very romantic for somebody in their 20s. But eventually, as you start having kids and stuff, Christmases and all that are, oh, dude, I don't know how much you love her, but this would be a great thing to walk away from. If you could do it.
That's 5 years. That's a long, that's
no, he's 25. Time. It's a 5 year. 25. The first 3 years he shouldn't have been in a relationship. You got to be a free agent in college, huh? You got to get the lay of the land out there. No pun intended over there.
Yeah, maybe they think you're just too young, no, they said why they don't approve. So I think if you're really, you got to talk to your girl about it.
They don't like him.
Yeah. You got to talk to your girl and see what she says.
Do a favor, just dump her, so then she doesn't know why, and then she won't blame her families, because you're not going to marry into that. No, I would leave. I would leave right now. No, okay, we're moving on to the next question. I would leave.
No, you wouldn't. He's got to talk to her about it.
Oh, in my 20s, I wouldn't have, because I wouldn't have been smart enough. But in my 40s, if your family was just like, yeah, we just don't like you, dude, and I would just be like, all right.
Well, yeah, and I agree with that, but he has to talk to her about it. You got to tell her what happened.
Can you get the little crazy person here crawling all over me?
Where'd your passy go?
She just dropped it. Dropped it. It's right here. She's going for the computer.
Find that lanyard. There
it's right here. Here you go, buddy. Here you go.
Okay, come here.
All right. Let's look at the last one. Girlfriend's sociopathic mother.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Nia, can you give a woman, because women never write into this podcast because I'm such an asshole. Mm-hmm. Can you give some quick advice here? Mm-hmm. This woman went on Facebook. She's been with this guy for 2 years. She says they're happy. He does everything right. Everything's fine. But she checked his Facebook.
Why?
Because you guys...
If they're happy and everything is going okay...
Why did you check to see how much my check was for today?
Bill!
Huh?
Oh, my God, I can't believe you're just putting me out on Front Street like that.
Because you guys snoop. It's what you do. Anyways.
I was just curious. See, now you're going to have everybody with the gold digging WHORE comments.
And that's not why you did it. It was because we did a job together. And you wanted to see what I made versus... job back east for the family.
The job back east for the family.
Yeah, and you wanted to see how much I made versus what you made.
Obviously, I know you're going to make way more than I make, okay? I was just happened to be there. I mean, they did request me, but that's a whole other story. Anyway, boyfriend's Facebook. Straight to the point.
Wait. Let's go back to the check there.
Why?
Because I like watching you twist on the awkwardness that I live in day to day. So anyway, she goes to check the Facebook Messenger, and she said, I saw that he is writing on a weekly basis with an ex-colleague of his, a beautiful young lady. The thing is that they were close at work back then, but he quit 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Keep going.
That's it.
And what? And
I just don't believe in male-female friendships. I'm talking from experience. Bap, 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 bap. What do you say?
And what's the question? What are you doing? Go back. Also, when we're watching some videos and stuff on his phone, in the search, I saw a list of a few girls' names. Other than that, he's great to me. Yeah, listen, this is why you don't go snooping in social media or in phones, because if you find something, because the thing is, if you are looking in that direction, you're looking for something. So any little thing, no matter how innocent, is going to get you all fucked up in the head. So if you're going to go looking for stuff, you're going to go find stuff. So either drop it or confess that you've been a little snoopy snoop and you're paranoid and you're insecure. But I think you should just zip it and move on and not look at his social media or his phone anymore.
Wow. I said she should actually ask him about that guy. But you're the lady. I would listen to the lady here.
Well, I said either one. You got to like fess up and be like, listen, I've been feeling kind of insecure lately. And I went in your Facebook and I saw that you messenger somebody. And first of all, I apologize for invading your privacy because I wouldn't appreciate it if you did that to me. But second of all...
But since I've done it...
But
who is this bitch?
Who the F is this bitch?
All right. Girlfriend's sociopathic mother...
But you know you're wrong for looking in his Facebook. And you know you're wrong for looking in his phone. You're wrong. You're wrong for that. So, just know that.
Girlfriend's sociopathic mother. Hey, Billy Boo. I can't say that in front of
She doesn't know what that word is.
I know, but still. Not sure if this is the right place for questions, but I'm in dire need of redheaded C-note wisdom. So I've been dating this lady for about a year now, and her mother is a next-level piece of crap. There are countless examples there are countless examples her psychopathy. They always leave out words. I already read bad enough. But to trim the fat on the story, I'll cite a couple of scenarios. She has repeatedly asked me whether I use protection whilst banging her daughter, and when I've responded yes, she goes on to say she has no evidence that I do use protection. What would there be evidence? Where would there be evidence? No effing clue. Unless you're banging her house and she's checking the waste paper basket.
She doesn't want her daughter to get pregnant.
I am 21 years old, and she has called my mother on multiple occasions to ask to meet up with her and my girlfriend, Dad, to talk about my girlfriend and I. My mother's obviously declined the invitation, and she has continued to persist. Other than that, she is the helicopter parent of the century and calls my girlfriend at least 15 times a day to tell her how to live her life. I hate this woman with a burning passion, but I don't know what to do about it with my girlfriend. My girlfriend has tried to set boundaries with the mother, but has had no luck. Well, just don't answer the phone. I think about the future, and I never want to see this woman again, let alone have her be an in-law or the grandparent to my children. I'd love to hear what you think. Thanks, and go F yourself. Yeah, I mean, where this guy's thinking at 21, that other guy should have been thinking at 25. Like, you're going to marry into that. So, I mean, you're young enough where, your girlfriend's only a few years out of the house, but just don't answer the phone.
Yeah, she just doesn't, she's worried her daughter's too young, and is gonna like leave her forever and all that stuff. She's like attached. I don't think she's a sociopath.
Yeah, who's kidding who? Neither one of us know this woman. Neither one of us know this woman. We don't have enough information.
But we have to go off of what people write to us. That's the only way that we have to like go all in. It's like when you watch a TV show, you just got to watch it. You can't be like, well, that would never happen if blah, 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 blah. You just got to like.
This isn't Dr. Philda. I'm not pretending to like solve somebody's problems within 22 minutes. You need to stop punching her in the face and stop doing meth. Okay, when we return.
Yeah, you got to talk to your girl. Obviously, your girlfriend knows. But yeah, you just got to ignore the mother. Yeah, just ignore. But yeah.
No, if she's calling like 15 times a day and she's asking about their sex life and she's calling their parents.
Yeah, that's weird. That's crossing the line.
Shoving off the buffalo.
Yeah, you got to respect your kids' boundaries, like their own personal space. You can't be calling somebody's boyfriend, asking them if they're using protection. Ask your daughter if she's on the pill. And if she's not, get her some. Otherwise, what are you calling me for, lady? Yeah, that's weird.
Jesus, get your paws out of my pants there, lady.
Exactly.
All right, that is the podcast for this week. Congratulations to me for winning all this money on the Red Sox. Making baseball exciting by gambling. There's your lesson. You are so adorable, and all you do is smile. Happy baby?
So happy.
Been in a good mood all day. Look at you. She's getting mobile, everybody. And anything that she sees, she wants to get her hands on. Then she gets her hands on it, and then she wants to go to something else. And I'm going to tell you something right now. Nobody can flip over faster than this one. By the way, shout out to Ric Flair. Hope he's doing better. I heard that he's recovering, and I'm looking forward to seeing him doing the Flair chop, the Flair strut, the Flair flop, all of it. Absolute legend. We already lost one of the funniest guys of all time, Jerry Lewis. Yep, Dick Gregory. Do you realize how many stories went with those two guys just today?
Yeah.
And forget about Don Rickles. That just closes a porthole to like Sinatra, the whole Rat Pack, Red Fox, Richard Pryor, all of that porthole just closed. So I hope somebody made a documentary. All right, that's the podcast, everybody. Oh, did I tell you about my dad's save today on the couch? Yeah. She was about ready to face plant right off, and I just like lightning quick, lightning quick, like a freckled, pasty cobra. I was able to grab her. All right, that's it. She's going for the mixer here. All right, you guys, I'll check in on you on Thursday. Said it nice because the kid's here. All right, see you. All right.